And look who's here.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Sit down.
You're an asshole.
Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole?
Yeah,
I thought this would be great to bring a family together.
Well, he didn't tell you. He told me you were totally cool with me coming.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
I thought it would be
so
a good
then, like,
surprise.
can this be like edited out, or no?
I can go. I mean, you told me Bill was.
All right, f it. No, I'll do it. Like, did you ever think the fact that I never told that story, that, you know, maybe you shouldn't? Did you ever, you know how many f***ing, like, emails and crap that I got? Like, I sort of, like, went away from that.
So let me just fill in. Let me just fill in.
Do we talk on a regular basis?
We've never met.
When it comes to comedians breaking each other's balls, nobody quite does it like Bill Burr. He's brought us so many of our favorite moments, from the time that he went on H3 podcast and absolutely wrecked Ethan Klein, to the point that Ethan literally went home that night and started taking antidepressants and went to therapy, to all the times he's gone on Joe Rogan's podcast and roasted him to his face, giving him no choice but to sit there and laugh along with him. But he's also gone on Howie Mandel's podcast a bunch of times. They go way back to when Bill was starting out as a comedian, and Howie helped him out by giving him advice about his stand-up and encouraging him to keep going. So with Bill's latest special coming out on March 14th, he's been ramping up the interviews and getting out there more. And I hope he'll go back on JRE soon to promote his new special, especially since so much shit has gone down politically since he last went on there, and how different him and Rogan have become. But I'll come back to that a little bit later on when I talk about men's underwear. As for his latest appearance on Howie Mandel Does Stuff, he found himself the victim of one of Howie's gags. Now, it's not often that we have two of the top 250 comedy assassins dishing it out to each other like this. Usually it's between a member of the top 250 and a civilian. For example, recently when Shane Gillis trolled Rogan's producer Young Jamie for 3 years over some money they won together at the casino, or when Ric Flair went on Kill Tony after his JRE appearance and didn't know what the fuck was going on, so he got up and left while everyone was laughing at him. So it's pretty rare to get a green room level troll like this on a podcast, especially considering Bill Burr was on the receiving end. It all started 2 months ago when rock star and wrestling promoter Billy Corgan went on Howie Mandel's podcast and told a random story about Bill Burr.
About 10 years ago, it sounds about right time-wise, one of my brothers was having a birthday party. My stepmother said to me, "Do you know who Bill Burr is?" Now, at that point, I'd never heard of Bill Burr. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a comedian or he could have been the guy down the street.
Right.
And she said, well, he's this comedian, da-da-da. And I think I even somehow called up a picture on a phone. And I kind of noticed right away, like, gee, he really looks like my father. Bill Burr looks more like my father than Bill Burr looks like me, or I look like Bill Burr. So I said to my mother, like, well, why are you asking me this? She goes, I think it might be one of your father's illegitimate children. Bill Burr might be one of the children that your father sired in his days on being a traveling musician. This is a true story. I'm not making up. There's no joke in this. This is a true story. I've never told this anywhere, honestly. Wow. And my father did once tell me that I had a half-brother named Bill, who was basically born around the same time as me. He told me on my 18th birthday. This is all totally true. I swear to God. Bottom of my heart, cross my heart, hope to die. So, yes, I see your face.
This was so fucking random. It came out of absolutely nowhere. But there was this picture of Bill and Billy next to each other that Howie's producers found, where they look like they could actually be brothers. So it's not completely far-fetched for Billy's stepmom to think that Bill Burr is an illegitimate love child from the road. You know, that actually kind of sounds like it could be legit now that I think about it. Bill Burr does seem like an angry love child. And Billy also explained how his father had been with around 1,000 women in his lifetime, so it's not inconceivable that his father had slept around on his mom while he was on the road doing gigs as a musician. But he also mentioned that he wasn't trying to start shit with Bill Burr over this. He actually seemed kind of scared of Burr, and at one point literally said, I don't want to be on the receiving end of one of Bill's raging rants. So he was really careful to point out that he only had 2 pieces of evidence to go from. The first was what his stepmother said at the barbecue, and the second was something his dad actually said to him on his 18th birthday.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
It's my belief at this point, because I've sat on this story for 10 years that I don't think Bill Burr and I are related. I think it's just one of those things. On my 18th birthday, my father took me to IHOP, where we used to go have breakfast when he was being nice. And he sat me down. You know, it's my 18th birthday, and he gets me extra food or whatever. And then he gets this funny look on his face, and I go, what? Because I know something's coming. He goes, well, I have to let you know that around the same time I impregnated your mother with you, I impregnated another woman, and she went on and had the baby. And I said, what's the kid's name? And he said, Billy. So these are the only two pieces of information I have. I'm in no way suggesting that Bill Burr's parents aren't his parents or anything like that.
In no way you're suggesting that.
No, not at all.
Why would I? In absolutely no way.
Why would I? Why would I?
You're not. You're not. I don't even know why people would think that. True. Call him right now. You don't want to call him?
No.
To tell him that his mother
effed
around with a guitar.
That's not a good phone call, Dad.
Naturally, Howie was frothing at the mouth with this new revelation about Bill Burr, and I can understand why. Whether or not it's true, which I think it's clearly not, there's so much gag material to be had for Bill's next appearance on the podcast, and so last week when he did come back again, Howie had it all set up and ready to go. But he kept it in his pocket for the first half of the episode, where he was up to his usual bullshit. He got one of his producers to bring over their 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube, even though they have almost 300,000 subs, so they probably received it a while ago, but just kept it in the box waiting for the right opportunity to get it out again.
What's this? Thanks.
All right. Did you get some new T-shirts?
No. Oh! YouTube plaque.
Oh, you got a YouTube plaque?
Yeah, we just hit 100,000. We just hit 100,000 subscribers.
Oh my God.
Why is that funny?
It's just funny. That's the stupidest. Well, why would you do that? Like, how many one-armed kids in Africa had to dig out that fucking aluminum for some fucking asshole over here to make that thing? What are you gonna do with that? Put it next to your Cable Ace Award? You held that up like it was a Golden Globe. There's women showing their ass on fucking Twitter have more goddamn. Oh my God, I'm joking, dude. That's a big moment. You should take it out. You should be proud of it.
Thank you. I thought
Hey,
you did.
hey, Howie. Yeah. Thank you for your service. How come they didn't give you the folded up American flag with it?
You.
No, dude, I'm on your side.
No, I know you.
Bill Burr's ability to roast someone on the spot like that is pretty much unparalleled. Not even the king of the roast, Tony Hinchcliffe himself, can keep up with Burr. But as much as Bill's changed since he got married and had kids, one thing I'll always love him for is calling out corporate bullshit. We saw recently with the CEO shooter situation how he said what everyone was thinking, even going on Jimmy Kimmel's shit show the other week and doubling down on his position. And so when Howie tried to drag Burr in on one of his promotions on the podcast, Bill would not have a bar of it and kept shutting it down. Ad reads and promotions have completely fucking ruined comedy podcasts. Everyone is so sick of it now. I mean, even Brendan Schaub, with his basically non-existent audience of bots, is still ramming through ad reads on his podcast. I wonder if they're actually still paying him to do them, or if he just keeps doing them so he can be a sellout like all his buddies are. But I've also noticed more and more ad reads on JRE as well since he signed his new Spotify deal last year. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing ad reads in principle. I get that everyone's just trying to get paid, but how much money is enough for these guys? They're all multi-millionaires a dozen times over, and they preach about being anti-corporate and anti-establishment, and then cut to an ad read for DraftKings or Onnit, which Rogan sold to Big Pharma himself. So when Howie tried to whip out his underwear and get Bill Burr to join in, it didn't exactly go how he expected it to.
You know what? I'm sorry.
You took it there. You made it dark.
It was your moment.
You know what? One underpants?
No, you know what it is?
You want underpants?
We're in the middle
Didn't you give him
we're
underpants
in the
last
middle
time?
of my interview, and you're sitting here accepting awards. How do you think that makes me feel?
This is one of our sponsors. I give you underpants last time you were here from
Has he
Man-Made?
ever done this when you were talking to him about some guy who broke your heart, and he just in the middle of
Throws
it,
underwear
in the
at
middle of
me?
it, in the middle of it, just accepted an award?
I think prior feel them. They're amazing.
It feels like plastic.
No, take them
No,
out.
take them out. They're yours. I'm telling you, they're real. You're going to like them. Man-made underpants.
Real. They're real.
No, it's not a joke. Stop throwing the underpants.
Listen, I don't want any of your stuff. I came here to promote my Listen.
Take my underpants. Don't throw my underpants. Oh, going to break something.
Huh?
Take the f***ing underpants. I made a deal with
Man-Made. Closing
Man-Made.
bit?
No. I made a deal with Man-Made that I'd give them to all my guests. You have to take them. They're not going to.
I got man-made
If you throw them back, what?
I got man-made underwear. And then you put it on. You just keep putting them on, and then you take the bags that the underwear was in. You put it on top of you.
Nothing's
It's coming from a place of love.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, I want to do something out of a place of love.
That reminds me of all the times guys like Tim Dillon, Shane Gillis, and Matt McCusker got dropped by their advertisers for talking shit about the companies who were paying for them to promote their products during the actual ad reads. But it was at that point that Howie decided to pull his epic troll out on Bill Burr, and I absolutely fucking loved this. I thought it was funny as hell. This is what comedy podcasting used to be. Just dudes sitting around pulling gags on each other. You know, that green room level shit talking that us pedestrians couldn't conceive of. And you can always rely on Burr to make an awkward situation even more awkward while he sits there completely comfortable with the chaos that surrounds him.
I got something special that I planned for you out of a place
I'm already
of love.
uncomfortable.
You seem to be relaxed.
Oh.
I got something that I planned for you. Bring in the surprise that I did an
man-made
episode.
T-shirts.
This is man-made. This is man-made. Maybe by one man.
Oh, all right. Who's this guy?
This is Seth. He's our camera guy. And look who's here.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Sit down.
You're an asshole.
Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole?
Yeah,
I thought this would be great to bring a family together.
He didn't tell you. He told me you were totally cool with me coming.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
I thought it would be
so
a
then,
good
like,
surprise.
can this be like edited out, or no?
I can go. I mean, you told me Bill was.
All right, it. No, I'll do it. Like, did you ever think the fact that I never told that story, that maybe you shouldn't? Did you ever? You know how many like emails and crap that I got? Like, I sort of like went away from that.
So let me just fill in. Let me just fill in.
Do we talk on a regular basis?
We've never met.
You've done well for yourself. I'm happy for you. But I just would prefer if you just kind of didn't go around. No, not telling these fucking stories. Like, why did you feel the need to do that?
Okay, can I give you the setup on all this? Because it's his fault.
You can do whatever you want because you kind of already did that.
Okay, I'm trying to respect.
Now you are.
Okay, no wait. He told me you were cool with me.
You're a Cubs fan? That fucking tracks.
Theo Epstein.
In Wrigleyville. Bunch of Southside's where it's at. What's up?
Do you want me to tell the story?
Yes.
Okay. He owns about 80 buildings in this area. I don't know if you know how rich he is. But anyway, so I was working in another building and I came out the building, and the first thing he said to me was, "Here comes Bill Burr." And I said, "Do you know that story somehow?" He said, "What story?" So I told him privately that story. Mm-hmm. He said, "Oh, you got to say this on the air."
Yeah, but he always does that. Because that's the thing. He's bringing in here not because he's trying to heal the bullshit that we went through growing up. He's getting here just for the fucking ratings. I mean, the guy literally accepted a fucking award in the middle of a podcast. I'm supposed to be promoting my special, and he's over here like...
You can do it. March 14th on Hulu.
Like, that's going to help now?
I still love you, though. Even though you did
But
this.
it's not about
Okay,
me.
so now what was supposed to happen? Are we going to go play catch? We're both in our 50s.
My arm is still good. I gotta say.
So they're all clearly in on the gag. You can tell they all discussed it beforehand and Howie ran it past Burr before springing it on him. But even though it was all planned, Burr is just so fucking awkward and unpredictable that he makes everyone still feel nervous even though they know what's going to happen. He's the type of guy someone pays to rough them up a little bit during a bank robbery, so it doesn't look like an inside job, but then he goes in and beats the shit out of them because he's an out-of-control psycho. He ended up committing to the bit, though, which was funny as fuck. He leaned into the whole half-brother gag and kept it going, but he still managed to break Howie's balls along the way.
He's busy. He's busier than God, this guy. No. I can't even believe you got him in here to set this up.
Do you want to...
You set us both up.
I
just
know.
go-
Does YouTube give you fucking awards for
Setups.
healing fathers who secretly have two families?
This is some Dr. Phil shit you got going on here.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that you guys should take a moment.
I think we're on the same page, thinking that you're kind of a dick right now.
I think you're a dick too.
What do you have to do with this?
Yeah,
Why
you didn't
would
know he was going to do this, right? Whatever. But I don't have any, like, at some point we will hang out. I don't think on a podcast to try to
This is where it starts.
I can guarantee you about 20 minutes after we walk out of here, he's not going to remember.
Remember what? Trimester.
He's going to be standing there gazing with his arms behind his back, looking at his YouTube plaque.
His kingdom.
But like all things Bill Burr, there comes a point where he gets sick and tired of all the bullshit and goes rogue. And how he kept the gag going for way too long. It was literally the whole second half of the podcast, and I don't think Burr realized how hard he was going to go with it. Howie and his daughter ended up walking off set to leave Bill and Billy to get to know each other, and like I was saying, Bill went along for the ride, but he kept slipping in and out of character because it was dragging on for so long. So what started out as a funny gag about Bill being Billy's long-lost half-brother became even funnier because Burr was getting annoyed with it all and just wanted to go home. It's like that one time when he was on that morning show and felt stupid for being there, so he started talking about how ugly the yellow couch was that they were sitting on. Even Billy Corgan wanted to top himself by the end of it. But I've got to say, listening to Bill Burr cursing and getting angry while there's soft piano music playing in the background was the chef's kiss we didn't know we needed.
I am happy, though, that I have evolved as much as a person that I'm able to sort of like fucking handle it. Because I don't want to get mad at you
I appreciate
because of
that,
our dad or whatever. But
Why don't you talk more? And Sonny, why don't you play some beautiful mood, like family? You just
dude, you are such a dick. I never thought that, when I finally would meet you, that there would be cameras on and this fucking asshole here, who, let's be honest, has always been a bit of a lounge act.
It's not about me.
Dude,
it's about
I'm not
you
doing
two.
this. I'm not
It's
doing
about
this.
you two.
Everything is a
Really?
bit with you.
It's not a bit.
All right, what are you doing after this? You want to hang out after this?
Well, I'm a vegan. That's probably a problem, I'm going to guess. You strike me as someone who likes red meat.
All right, shots fired.
No, is that true? I don't know.
I can have a cup of coffee while you eat your fucking Brussels sprouts.
Sonny.
You know what it is?
What?
It's you're not the guy to do this. This fucking music. You're not the. You don't have. This is outside your skill set. Because the first thing you needed to do was to actually give a and you don't.
Are you gonna watch the new special, Billy? You gonna watch your brother? You gonna watch
He doesn't
March
need
14th
to. He
on
doesn't
Hulu.
need to. I've heard your music.
Thank you.
You're a little more successful
Do you
than
have
I
any
am.
New York trips coming up? He's gonna be on Broadway.
Dude, this is it's. You haven't gone far enough at this point. I mean, when is the fucking? Yeah, it's becoming funny now. Now I don't give a.
You got
It's so fucking ridiculous with the piano that it's. I'm forgetting that what you did is really fucking rude.
You got any razor blades?
Yeah.
This is beautiful. You know what?
Is this giving you an idea for an album that has a theme?
No,
right
it's
through
making
it?
me want to jump off a roof.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
All right,
And
there's something I
I'm gonna
like
leave you two, and you're gonna leave you two. I'm gonna tell people my viewers to subscribe and to comment and whatever. But I'm gonna leave you two together in the room, and we
No,
shouldn't be
no.
part of this. Yes.
No, this is.
Can I be
Yes.
honest with you, dude?
Yes.
I've seen some people whore out moments in show business. How long have you been doing this? I've been in it 33.
35 years,
30.
yeah.
I got 33. This is the biggest fucking.
See, there he goes to count his stock portfolio.
I know.
You guys.
You know what
I
he's gonna
shouldn't
do?
be
He's
part
gonna
of
go.
this.
He's going to go raise his rent for someone whose house just burnt down. All right.
Anyway,
So, what was your relationship with Dad?
it was difficult.
That went on for another 10 minutes of the two of them just sitting there and talking shit, slipping in and out of character from normal conversation and then back to the gag. And then at one point, Trump's old buddy Billy Bush came out to promote his show, and the whole thing became a circus. But I've got to say, this was such a good break from all the political bullshit on JRE and Flagrant. Comedy podcasting has become so boring since they've run out of good guests and funny shit to talk about. Guys like Rogan and Schultz are so chronically online and detached from reality that they've almost completely lost the plot. They're all so drunk on their own power now that they think we all want to know their latest hot take on US foreign policy or international trade. That shit is so fucking cringe. It reminds me of when Dave Chappelle had that bit from 20 years ago about the Dixie Chicks and how we're all obsessed with what celebrities think about every single situation, but then he also became exactly what he criticized. Oh man, what are we doing here, B? This is depressing. Anyway, remember to check out the link to my Patreon in the description. I'm currently working on a video covering the latest episode of Kill Tony with Shane Gillis, Mark Normand, and Ari Shafir, so make sure you're signed up so you don't miss out on that one. While you're here though, hit the subscribe button and make sure you give me a thumbs up if you ended up liking this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
Anyway, I feel like I don't want to go any further with this. I think we played along long enough, Howie. Can you come back in and shut off this music? What do you do when you hear bad music like this? Does this inspire you? Now, who the hell is this guy?